change that. That's stupid. Of course, I want to see what happens when I click away from that. Good night, Irene. You are not about to drive me crazy. It's kind of dumb though. Why would I? Why would I want to? Never mind. Literally, why would I not want this here? Like appearing. Does that make sense? Like, well, no, of course that makes sense. You was out of reach. You was at the front of the beach. Private setting, notification settings, server settings. Always. Pop pops up preview model every time you turn on video. Just the sound. All servers.
And welcome. Today's discussion is brought to you by the African National Women's Organization. ANWO is headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri, and addresses the systemic oppression, exploitation, and marginalization of African Black women across the globe. We fight against economic, social, and political barriers that prevent African women from living free, dignified, and self-determined lives. My name is Zaid Boudissa, and I serve as a membership and recruitment coordinator, and I will be one of your MCs in today's webinar. I will later be joined by comrades later in the discussion. Please be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on our platforms. Our ANWO YouTube is fairly young, so we ask that you hit that subscribe button to help us reach 500 subscribers. And don't forget to share with your network today. This will be the first of many webinars to help ANWO meet our goal of $50,000 to open up the Liberation Center. Today's fundraising goal is $2,500. If you feel moved to donate, you can scan the QR code on the screen and that'll take you directly to our donation page. In today's discussion, we will hear from women involved in anti-colonial struggle to be free, with guest appearances from Amanda Wallace, Donna Denina, and Katiela Pittis. So without further ado, I welcome the president of ANWO, Yejide Orunmiwa.
Uhuru, comrades. I hope that I can be heard. And welcome so much to our first fundraising webinar of 2025. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about why we're doing this webinar and what the webinar is going to add to it. So the name of this webinar is Voices of Freedom, anti-colonial women's struggle for self-determination. And what we're going to be showing you today, or what you're going to be hearing, is the different ways in which women are involved in the anti-imperialist fight and different strategies to get there, to really chip away at the imperialist monster that we currently live under. Not because Trump is going to add to it. So the name...
with guest appearances from Amanda Wallace, Donna Denina, and Katiela Pittis. So without further ado, I welcome the president of ANWO, Yejide Orunmila.
Uhuru, comrades. I hope that I can be heard. And welcome so much to our first fundraising webinar of 2025. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about why we're doing this webinar and what the webinar is going to add to it. So the name of this webinar is Voices of Freedom, Anti-Colonial Women's Struggle for Self-Determination. And what we're going to be showing you today, or what you're going to be hearing, is the different ways in which women are involved in the anti-imperialist fight and strategies to get there, to really chip away at the imperialist monster that we currently live under. Not just because Trump has been elected, but because this is what we live. We live under colonialism. We have to destroy colonialism in order for the world to be free of it. And the way that we do that is through organizing and building, our capacity for our movement. So we are also doing this webinar in tribute to our ANWO Liberation Center, listed at 4617 Natural Bridge Avenue in St. Louis, Missouri. We were able to complete our first phase of work, and I'm just going to show you a little bit about what we've done so far and get you all up to date. Thank you.
The African National Women's Organization Liberation Center is an ambitious initiative born from the vision to transform 4617 Natural Bridge Avenue into a vibrant facility. This space, generously donated by the African People's Education and Defense Fund, will become a working-class embassy, a hub for community empowerment, and a testament to the resilience of African people. Located at the heart of North St. Louis, a community deeply affected by centuries of colonial exploitation, our mission is clear: to uplift and empower. We acknowledge the stark realities of poverty, health disparities, and violence that plague our community. Our aim is to reverse these trends and create a thriving international hub for African people. But we can't achieve this vision alone. We need your support to bring this dream to life. Your donation toward our goal of raising $60,227 will fund the comprehensive rehabilitation of the property, including crucial steps like installing kitchen and bathrooms, full electrical upgrade, installing new plumbing, repairing the roof, reinforcing decks and fencing, and transforming the front facade. Why should you donate? Because every contribution brings us one step closer to providing working-class African women with a property of their own, a place where they can heal, organize, and thrive. Why are we doing this? Because we are committed to advancing the cause of African self-determination. Our center will provide vital cultural, social, and community spaces that celebrate African people and serve as a catalyst for change. Our vision includes creative and incubator residencies to nurture talent, community childcare to support families, and a safe place site to offer refuge and support. Additionally, as the headquarters of the African National Women's Organization, the center will serve as a national and local organizing space for African women and friends in our struggles against the impact of colonial capitalism. Your support can make a profound difference in our efforts to uplift African women and femmes, empowering those who have been marginalized. Join us in our mission to strengthen our community, nurture resilience, and pave the way for a brighter, more equitable future. Together, we can ensure that the flame of African self-determination burns brighter than ever before.
So this is why we are organizing this webinar tonight. It's really important for us as African women to be able to be self-determined and build on our community and call on our community to help create a great space for our community. And the way we envision the Liberation Center is that it's going to be this space that's going to be super dope, right? First of all, it's going to be dope. It's going to be accessible to our entire community, not just African women. It's going to be a space that we can organize. It'll be our headquarters, but it'll also be a public community space. And so we're really looking forward to extending the next phase of our work. We were excited to complete the first phase of our work, which happened over the summer. The first phase was this roof, y'all. This roof was kind of crazy, and we'll show you some before and afters, but it was kind of crazy, and it was really important for us to do that because obviously the elements were going to come in. So we did post a video about that. I'm going to share it.
The African National Women's Organization Liberation Center is an ambitious initiative born from the vision to transform.
We're here at the ANWO Liberation Center. Not much has changed except we have a new roof. So we don't no longer can have like any water or other elements coming in, and we are on to our next stage of operation, which is to fix up the inside and clear some things out, take out the walls. We just want to thank you all for donating to this project and allowing us to put on a new roof to the ANWO Liberation Center to allow us to start the real work. Thank you so much. There are fresh wood pieces here that will place the roof. You can get more with you. It's all new wood in the roof, so we're grateful to finally get that done and have that replaced. So yeah.
We were lucky enough to work with different contractors, and most that have been associated with the Black Power Blueprint. The Black Power Blueprint has been a project in St. Louis that has been initiated by our party in the office of the deputy chair. And this is transforming the north side of St. Louis, creating meeting spaces and community spaces for our community to enjoy. And this is just one more step in that. We've had at the Uhuru House, Aquaba Hall meeting space. We have the Uhuru Chico Kitchen, which is under threat right now by the city of St. Louis. They're not giving us the permit to get it open. But there are other spaces as well that we have. We have the workforce development building that is tied to re-entering citizens, people coming out of prisons, and allowing them to get employment at our Chico Kitchen and have places to stay so that they can be a part of society and that they can be a part of revolutionary work. So the Liberation Center is a part of this whole trajectory of transforming the north side of St. Louis, but also it's about creating liberated territory, creating a strip of street where all you see are red, black, and green flags, and you see the community enjoying the buildings that we have recaptured from the parasitic contractors that are in the city right now that are creating these spaces that are priced out of people's pricing points, right? So we have the ability, we have the means, and we also need the community to support these parties too because they're going to benefit you. And I do want to show some of the close-up images of the roof because I think it's worth showing because it was a lot. So the very first image video is showing, where is it? There we go. It's showing the Google Earth of the roof, right? Like, so it might be a little bit blurry in the screen, but that was the roof before it got started, right? Like there was this crumpled up, if you see roofs right next to it, they all look beautiful and nice, but that little gray roof looks horrible. So we knew that we had to do something about it, right? So this was our contractors on top of our roof, digging up all the tar and all the other extra stuff that was there and breaking it down for us. They were able to clear everything off and then start to put on, replace the broken parts of the roof that were allowing elements to get in, and even restructuring some of the structures of the roof, like taking this down because it wasn't needed, and it was also letting in water, so we had to shore that up. So this is the final images of our roof. This is what all your donations have allowed us to do. It was over $10,000 to replace this roof, and we could never have done that without your support over the years and the resources that you had donated through membership, through straight donations, through all of that. And we just appreciate all of those donations that came into us. So we're continuing that trend because we want to get to the last part of our work, which is to the second part of our work, which is to get the Liberation Center internal stuff done. We need plumbing, we need electricity, we need all of that. And so we're trying to raise in today's webinar $2,500 to get us there. So we invited these other comrades to come into this meeting so that we can share with you all like what these amazing women are doing and how they're contributing to the anti-colonial struggle. And as more people come in, and even if they don't come in, you'll be able to see this later and be able to donate because we want you to. There's also a donate little QR code up in the corner, so don't wait. So we make a fundraising call. You can donate now. And you can donate later, but you can donate now. And even when this is on repeat afterwards, this QR code is active right now. So please click on it, or you can go to ANWOUhuru.org/donate and make a donation today. So we'll announce them throughout the program, and we appreciate anything you're able to give. But our goal today is $2,500, and we're struggling to make sure that we can reach that. So with that, I'm just going to hand it back over to my comrade Nicole, who's going to go into our first interview with our comrades. Nicole, you want to come back up on screen? Thank you, comrade.
Everybody, thank you, comrade. Hi, everybody. My name is Nicole Chung. I am ANWO's secretary. I am the ANWO secretary to the International Executive Committee. I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. And I want to just quickly introduce our first guest. Her name is Amanda Wallace. She has founded Operation Stop CPS in May of 2021, a grassroots organization that works with families and community partners to resist global child welfare. Agencies. Operation Stop CPS has assisted in campaigns that have seen the return of over 20 children back to their communities. If we were in church, I'd say give a round of applause because that is a big deal. Prior to launching Operation Stop CPS, Amanda was a child abuse investigator. For 10 years in North Carolina. Armed with this insider knowledge, Amanda co-authored the Respond and Power Guide, a guide parents and caretakers can use when engaging with the system. Amanda also co-chairs the Black Mothers March on the. If we were in church, I'd say give us. Her name is Amanda Wallace. She has founded Operation Stop CPS in May of 2021, a grassroots organization that works with families and community partners to resist local child welfare agencies. Operation Stop CPS has assisted in campaigns that have seen the return of over 20 children back to their communities. If we were in church, I'd say give a round of applause because that is a big deal. Prior to launching Operation Stop CPS, Amanda was a child abuse investigator for 10 years in North Carolina. Armed with this insider knowledge, Amanda co-authored the Respond and Power Guide, a guide parents and caretakers can use when deal. Prior to launching Operation Stop CPS, Amanda was a child abuse investigator for 10 years in North Carolina. Armed with this insider knowledge, Amanda co-authored the Respond and Power Guide, a guide parents and caretakers can use when engaging with the system. Amanda also co-chairs the Black Mothers March on the White House Coalition, which held its first mobilization in Washington, D.C. in 2022. Before we bring her on screen, we want to show you the collaborative work that we do together as Arrest CPS and Operation Stop CPS.
Arrest CPS, arrest CPS, arrest CPS, arrest CPS. CPS in your hood ain't no good. CPS in my hood ain't no good. Let's stop like that. Let's take our kids back. Let's stop like that. Let's take our kids back. CPS, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Oh, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here at the second annual Black Mothers March on the White House. Get on, y'all. Come on, y'all. All we know is that we're building power and we're going to get our kids back through hook or crook. And right now, what we're doing is bringing together all of the organizations, all of the people who care about Black lives, who know that in order for us to survive, that we have to fight back. Fist up.
That video, I think the internet is going down, but it brings back so many wonderful memories of the first time I was able to come to the Black Mothers March. And Amanda, I'm just so grateful for the work that you're doing and the work that you've done with us. And I'm just really excited to have you here with us today. Thank you for being here. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna just get to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for the invitation. Definitely shout out to President yesterday, and then for you and Zaid for holding this space and organizing this space. So I definitely wanted to acknowledge that too.
Child Protective Services, rather family policing, has its roots in the colonial system of control that has historically torn apart Black and Indigenous families. How does your work with Operation Stop CPS challenge colonialism?
Yeah, I mean, we challenge it by acknowledging that that's what we're actually challenging, right? I think that for a lot of people who think of Child Protective Services, and especially if you don't see it as a family, system of family policing. They see it as this benevolent system, right? This system that is trying to protect children. But how we challenge it is the understanding that this is a tool of state control, right? That this is not anything new. It's not anything that is for our people, that it is actually the harm. That the existence of the system is the harm. And it is the reason why, people, African women, right? We can't sit there and fight for the revolution because they have our children, right? Like that's where our mind is, right? And so understanding that again, that this is a tool of state control and then challenging that through these state systems, these state powers. Here in North Carolina, where I'm located in Durham, North Carolina, the family policing system is a state sponsored system, but it's county administered, right? And so like the state gets the money and it's supposed to create the laws and the power structure for the system, but each county makes up their own policies. They make their agencies make up their own culture. And so how we challenge it is to really get local, right? Get on the ground and to like
the colonial. Let's get to it. That video, I think the internet is going down, but it brings back so many wonderful memories of the first time I was able to come to the Black Mothers March. And Amanda, I'm just so grateful for the work that you're doing and the work that you've done with us. And I'm just really excited to have you here with us today. Thank you for being here. So if you don't mind, we'll just get to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for the invitation. Definitely shout out to President yesterday, and then for you and Zaid for holding this space and organizing this space. I definitely wanted to acknowledge that too.
Child Protective Services, rather family policing, has its roots in the colonial system of control that has historically torn apart Black and Indigenous families. How does your work with Operation Stop CPS challenge colonialism?
Yeah, I mean, we challenge it by acknowledging that that's what we're actually challenging, right? I think that for a lot of people who think of Child Protective Services, and especially if you don't see it as a system of family policing, they see it as this benevolent system, right? This system that is trying to protect children. But how we challenge it is the understanding that this is a tool of state control, right? That this is not anything new. It's not anything that is for our people, that it is actually the harm. That the existence of the system is the harm. And it is the reason why, people, African women, right? We can't sit there and fight for the revolution because they have our children, right? Like that's where our mind is, right? And so understanding that again, that this is a tool of state control and then challenging that through these state systems, these state powers. Here in North Carolina, where I'm located in Durham, North Carolina, the family policing system is a state sponsored system, but it's county administered, right? And so like the state gets the money and it's supposed to create the laws and the power structure for the system, but each county makes up their own policies. They make their agencies make up their own culture. And so how we challenge it is to really get local, right? Get on the ground and to like understand who is who, and understanding like how like all of these systems are working for each other. And so that looks like showing up to court watch. I remember when we first started court watching here in Durham, it was a whole lot of retaliation, right? They did not want the community to come in because they want to hide what's going on inside of these courtrooms. But the way that we're challenging this is to show up. Like this is a system that is a taxpayer-funded system, but you don't want the community, the taxpayers, to come in here and look at what you're doing. If you're really supporting families, why not let people in, right? And so it's again allowing people to challenge that belief, because a lot of people think that if your child is taken away, then you must have done something wrong. That belief alone takes so much time to challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like that belief alone, because if you're saying no, this is a tool of state control. And if you come into the courtroom and you watch, then you'll see that this child was taken away because maybe they didn't have housing. Maybe they ran out of food stamps. Maybe like just all of the other systematic, oppression has reached this family, right? And so if you were able to come into the court, you would be able to see that. But then also being able to challenge the thought that we should take people's children away and pay strangers to take care of those children versus giving those material needs to the families right there, right? And so I think when people are able to see that, we really are able to challenge the belief in this system, right? The belief. And like you read in my bio, like I believed in this system for a long time. I believe that I was helping families. I believe that, that I was doing the right thing. But like, if you actually understand, like I said, like that the very existence of the system, and I'm talking to people today that like might still be inside of the system. Like the people inside are what's holding it up. It's what's holding it up. And so again, it's really trying to, they don't like it when we call them kidnappers and we say that, that they're stealing people's children. But I wish that somebody would have like looked me in my face 10 years before, and been like, yo, this is what's really going on in this system. And so like, that's again, how we're just trying to challenge that, but also trying to challenge the notion that communities can't take care of themselves, right? Like, I think that's how policing has stayed, harm's gonna happen, crime's gonna happen, we need the police. Same thing with family policing, right? People think that, harm is gonna happen. I want the family policing system to be abolished, and I do not want any child to be harmed. Two things can exist at the same time, right? I believe that communities can take care of themselves, villages can take care of themselves. And it's not because of my imagination. It's because I know that that's what was happening before the system of colonialism, right? Before we were stolen and brought over here and used for exploitation. I know that to be true. So like, I am able to challenge that by saying, give resources directly to families, right? Give resources directly to the communities that are in the communities and helping families. That's why, of course, when you say like, let's have this conversation because we need people to donate, right? And we need to raise this $2,500 because we need to be able to build these life affirming institutions that hold up our communities. And so yeah, that's how we're challenging this system.
So you really answered my next question. In your experience as child abuse investigator, you witnessed firsthand how the family policing operates as an extension of state power. You definitely went over that, often targeting Black and poor families disproportionately. You also just went over how you see colonialism reflected in the child welfare system. My next question is, what strategies do you use to abolish it? I know you went over a little bit, but can you go a little bit more in depth about it?
Yeah. So like storytelling and like really speaking truth to power is definitely a tactic that like we use in a strategy. We again when it comes to just capturing those moments, you put out a film To Be Invisible that was directed by Maya Overstreet, and she came to Durham, North Carolina, and she just was in community with two mamas who was fighting for their babies who had been trapped in the system. And even like today when I like watch it, and we've had many screenings of this film, right? And it is a footnote though in like the reality, right? Because Kelly and Alexis, which are the moms that's in the story, they don't have to keep telling what happened to them over and over again. They don't have to keep saying like this is what happened. And also they represent so many more people, right? And so again, that's what we have to like be able to storytell and to challenge it so that people think, okay, well, everybody can't be lying, right? Everybody can't be lying. And so just really trying to challenge that. Also, when it looks like going to like these county commissioner meetings and city council meetings, when I'm talking about like challenging state power, that's extremely important. Recently, Cop City, they were trying to build a cop city here in Durham. And I saw it as a way to be able to link the struggles, right? And because we need people to understand that policing is policing, right? Like that's just what it is. But what we were able to do with that is to organize people to these meetings, right? Organize a whole bunch of people to these meetings to be able to put that like on the forefront. And not just with Cop City, we've done it for parents who have been impacted, coming to the county commissioner meetings and being able to like speak truth to power. Also when it comes to mutual aid. Like being able to build mutual aid like for your people is something that like you have to do. And it's not even like, you need like a whole bunch of money for like rent or this and the fourth, but like maybe you need an Uber to go somewhere, or maybe you need to like get some groceries or like those things. Like being able to have like some like mutual aid supports for people is also like a tactic. Also bail money. And like we just had a mom that just got locked up like 2 weeks ago. Like people being able to like get out, and not for nothing that people mind go to, but because she was speaking truth to power and they held her in contempt. But like if we're gonna be doing this work and we're gonna be challenging the system, and we know that the cage is also a tool of state power, we gotta have the resources to be able to get out, like and get our folks out if we like really challenging it out. So yeah, that's just what I would say in regards to those tactics.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We are out of time. If you have a question for Amanda, please type it in the chat. Questions will be answered later on. Thank you so much for coming today. And the work that you do is so amazing. So amazing.
Appreciate being here.
Girl. Thank you so much, Amanda. I look forward to the Black Mothers March this year, which will be happening.
No, I want it. I don't even like that. It changes everything. How do you get it to stay? Animate open. Show indicators for open applications. No. How do you get it to stay there? Minimize window into application. Position on screen. I literally just want it to stay still. Automatically rearrange when switching group app. Hold. Drag windows to screen edges to tile. Oh, the feature that I figured out on accident. Okay, thanks, great. Stage manager. Click wallpaper to view this. Yeah, you know it's gonna be there. Yeah. That literally makes no sense. But if I move this, it's the whole line. Okay. That's fine. It's completely fine. Format later. Who would, where, why, when, why? And then that's all I'll do for right now. It took about an hour. And then I'll go over the next interview later. Really need to get myself to do statistics homework though. Contradictions, they're everywhere. Uhuru.